Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another bookshelf tour. So in my last measly bookshelf tour, I showed you guys what were on my floating wall shelves, and since then I've gotten an IKEA shelf. I put it together myself and I built it, so it is not actually probably correctly put together because I cannot read directions for the life of me, but it's together and it is currently housing all of my books. So I figured I would do a bookshelf tour with you guys. I paid for probably like 80% of these books with my own money. The rest of them were given as gifts, like for my birthday or Christmas. If you have any mean comments to say, please don't leave them. This is not by any means the biggest or smallest bookshelf tour that is probably out there. It's just what is working for me and what fits me. The only books that are not on this shelf are the books I'm currently reading, which it's just Crescent City right now, and then my like devotional Bible setup. I do have some like Christian books, but I'm gonna give them as much time as every other book, if that makes sense. So, this is the IKEA Billy bookshelf. It comes with 7 shelves. My arm is shaking a little bit, and we're gonna get into the bookshelf tour. Alright, so this is what it looks like. I keep my books in the same room as my room. Like, I don't have a separate room for books. So this is what I work with on a day-to-day basis. Ignore these were from those previous bookshelves, and they're obviously holes in the wall, but it's fine, it works. So this chair is from Wayfair. It's just an oversized like reading chair, and then I've got some pillows on it and then my blankets. So this is a Edgar Allan Poe blanket, I believe. Yeah, it is. And I believe this was in an owl crate, and then I just have like a regular reading pink throw blanket. Works. And then this is just like on, sounds kind of funny, but it's on felt, so I can like move it out of the way and have my more access to my books. So down here I have just my ring light. I have an owl crate that needs to get unboxed, and then my full standing tripod for videos. I'm on my just like handheld tripod right now, but that's what I use for like sit down videos. And then this is the full shelves. So up here I have like adult horror books and then just like a lot more, I guess, adult books. So I have Turn of the Key, Lock Every Door, Night Film, They Wish They Were Us, and then stacked I have Dark Matter, Mexican Gothic, The Night Swim, Unsolved Deaths. It's an annex, I believe. And then I'm thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. And then next to it I have The Poppy Wars, Red Rising, one of the secret books from Fairy Loot, which I believe we're getting one in a couple months, so I have space to add. Howl's Moving Castle, and then the only astrology book you'll ever need. I've had that for years. If you see my last measly bookshelf tour, you saw that one in it. Then my first like full shelf. Next to it I have just a pin banner. This is either from Fairy Loot or Owl Crate, and it just has all of the pins I've gotten from months past on it. And then we're gonna go from left to right. So I do have some things decorating my shelves. I'll go over those quickly. Pretty much all the candles are from Fairy Loot or Owl Crate. So I have an Ember in the Ashes one, a Starfall one, a Ash Crown, Ash Princess one, and then down there is just like a Hocus Pocus inspired candle. Thank you to whoever commented that, because I've not watched Hocus Pocus in a long time. I did not know that. And then I just have a little Cruel Prince keychain, a Cruel Prince mug, and then down here I have another mug that I really don't know what this is inspired by. Oh, it's To Kill a Kingdom, which I do not own, but it's kind of like Little Mermaid inspired, so I stuck it with my mermaid books. So that is that. We're gonna get into it now. So I have I have An Ember in the Ashes and A Torch Against the Night, and then I have The Song of Achilles, and then I've got some of my classics. So I have Test, Sense and Sensibility, American Royals. I've got a little collection of Mitch Albom books because they were gifted to me by my sophomore year English teacher, who really got me into reading, and also some of the things that Mitch Albom discusses. More classics, so Pride and Prejudice, Crime and Punishment, Frankenstein, which I loved. And then I've got a bind up of Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights, some devotionals, and then I have all of my graphic novels. So I've got Waiting for Spring, 2 editions of Death Note, the Black Edition, and then I've got Check Please, Heartstopper, Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me, and Fence Volume 1. The Song of Achilles is facing out because it's beautiful, and I didn't have enough room. And then behind this I have some of my Harry Potter, and I have Ghosted, and then I have I'll Be Gone in the Dark, Sheep No More, The Hobbit, Somebody I Used to Know, All the Light We Cannot See, One Day in December, and Their Eyes Are Watching God. Pretty much all these books were for school besides The Hobbit. Next shelf is quite possibly my favorite shelf. The next two are, I just love the way that they look. They're my favorite authors and they're beautiful. So I have my collector's edition of The Cruel Prince that Fairy Loot came out with. I have The Cruel Prince, Wicked King, and Queen of Nothing. And we will have some space for How the King of Elfhelm Learned to Hate Stories here. I have Shadow and Bone, my Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and Ninth House because Leigh Bardugo, obviously. And then I've got Modern Fairy Tales because it fit perfectly here. And then I have my ACOTAR trilogy, and then the novella, my candle. And then I've got more Sarah J Maas, so I've got The Assassin's Blade, and then the entire series, minus Tower of Dawn, never read it, probably need to get it. And then The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black, because again, fit perfectly there. Then on to this. Another beautiful shelf. I have my Caraval trilogy with Caraval, Legendary, and Finale. I don't know in my last video if I had Legendary because my mother was still reading it. She is still reading it, but I borrowed it back for this video. And then I have the Seven Realms Quartet, and then I've got the first book of the Shattered Realms, and then this was just another Senna Williams Chima book that I saw on discount, so I bought it. And then I have my V. Schwab shelf, so I've got her middle grade Victoria Schwab book, City of Ghosts, and then I've got this Savage Song, I've got Vicious, and then A Darker Shade of Magic and A Gathering of Shadows. I have not read A Conjuring of Light. I'll have to get to it eventually. And then I have The Rose and the Dagger and the Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. And then I have my little Shadowhunter collection here. I finished Clockwork Prince. I never got started on Clockwork Princess. And yeah, I really do. I think The Infernal Devices is my favorite out of what I've read. Alright, we're gonna get down now for the last couple shelves. This is like kind of a catch-all shelf. It's books that probably have more than one book to them, but I don't have the other books for them. So I've got Red Queen, House of Salt and Sorrows, A Wicked Fox, Damsel, The Lantern's Ember, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, The Raven Boys, The Girl of Fire and Thorns, The Wicked Deep, The Starless Sea, Nevernight, Skyward, Strange the Dreamer, Girls of Paper and Fire. And then stacked, I have The Grimm Fairy Tales, Every Heart a Doorway, Grave Mercy, A Blade So Black, The Wicker King, Mirage. I've got Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, which I probably should like stick next to Laini Taylor, but it's already in there. I've got Crown of Feathers, Wicked Saints, The Gilded Wolves, and then From Blood and Ash. And then I have an early copy of The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. That does come out in 2021, so I'm sorry. And then down here I have a couple more that might have additional books, or I don't have like the completed of it. I just have what I have. I have Children of Blood and Bone, The Shadows Between Us, A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and A Heart So Fierce and Broken. And I believe they just released the cover for A Void So something and something. I'm not really sure, but I will get it and read it. And then I have The Beholder and the Boundless, The Strange and Beautiful Stars of Ava Lavender, All the Stars and Teeth, and Fable by Adrienne Young. And then I have, I'm gonna sit down. I have just a ton of like fairy loot books here. I have Incendiary, Girl, Serpent, Thorn, The Bonecryer's Moon, Forest of Souls, Shielded. I have 2 copies of Star Daughter, and then I have Horrid by Katrina Leno. And then here I just have some more one-off books. I have Seasons of the Storm, The Last Magician, The Diviners, The Last Wish, and The Space Between Worlds. And then my final shelf here is another catch-all, and then it also has what little of poetry and contemporary that I have, so it's there. I have The Merciful Crow, Serpent and Dove, Crave, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, A Touch of Darkness, and then I have, oh, these are a couple like retellings too, I guess I should say that. A Touch of Darkness is a Hades and Persephone retelling, My Plain Jane is a retelling of Jane Eyre, and then Rainbow Rowell's Carry On is a satirical like take on Milk and Honey, Whiskey Words and a Shovel, I Wrote This For You and Only For You by Ian Thomas. And then for my contemporary, I have All the Bright Places, A Very Large Expanse of Sea, You Should See Me in a Crown, Radio Silence, Clap When You Land, This Is What It Feels Like, Felix Ever After, and then I have a book of the month, Leave the World Behind. I have Christine Ricci's Again But Better, and then tucked right over here, not to be forgotten, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. So those are all of the books that I currently have displayed on my shelf. So that is it for my bookshelf tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the books on my shelves. I'd be more than happy to give you the author's name or something, just because I know I really didn't go too into depth on every book, and there was quite a bit to go through, and there has been quite a bit amassed since my last bookshelf tour. All of those books were purchased by myself, so if you have any mean comments to say about it, I'm sorry. It's how I chose to spend my money, and it's how I probably will continue to spend my money. So this will only grow. It typically will stay in this kind of fashion just because I like it grouped. Where if I'm looking for a specific book of like a genre or a theme, looking for either a TBR or a readathon, I know where kind of I need to gravitate towards, whether it is something that is really quick and easy like a graphic novel, or something that's not my typical genre like contemporary, or just kind of divvying up between obviously the mass amount of fantasy I have. So that is really it for this video. Again, I will have my shelves linked down below. It's the same shelves I feel like every booktuber has. I will also have my previous shelves again linked down below. I did link them in my last measly bookshelf tour video, but I'm gonna link them again just because if you can't get to an IKEA, or you don't want to spend the $40, you have like not enough books to fill 7 shelves, I definitely recommend them. They're sturdy, they're great, they're cute to hang on the wall even for like additional decor, and they will be reutilized somewhere in my room or my house or whatever. So I will have both of those linked down below, and that is really it. I will talk with you guys in the comments. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.